He didn't. He gave a gracious speech and pledged support for the man who beat him. So did Jimmy Carter and Gerald Ford. That is the company President Trump is now in as a one-term president, but he's not acting with even a fraction of the dignity those presidents did. So what is the downside of humoring him for this little bit of time, as that anonymous Republican official asked? Well, Republican Senator John Thune certainly had this to say about the upside. We need his voters, Thune said. He has a tremendous following. He can have a tremendously positive impact on the outcome of the Georgia Senate. We want him helping in Georgia for sure. That gives you a sense of the motivation for many Republican senators. They're scared about the Senate, and they're afraid that the president won't support the Republicans running in Georgia necessary to keep the Senate in Republican hands. As for that downside, well, one answer comes from Republican John Bolton, the president's former national security advisor. In a new Washington Post op-ed, he writes, "This coddling strategy is exactly backward. The more Republican leaders kowtow, the more Trump believes he's still in control, and the less likely he will do what normal presidents do. Normal presidents accept reality, and reality is the president now losing by more than 5 million votes. Reality is Joe Biden's on track to win as many as 306 electoral votes. Reality is, as a New York Times headline clear across the entire front page reads, election officials nationwide find no fraud. Reality is Georgia's Republican Secretary of State announcing a hand recount of all ballots, but saying he'd not seen any evidence of widespread fraud that would change the results. Reality is a Philadelphia city commissioner overseeing the count there, also a Republican, by the way, saying much the same.
What evidence of any widespread fraud have you seen in the count in Philadelphia?
I have not. If evidence of widespread fraud or evidence of any fraud at all is brought to our attention, we take a look at it and we refer it to law enforcement, as we always do in every election. I have seen the most fantastical things on social media, making completely ridiculous allegations that have no basis in fact at all, and see them spread. And I realize a lot of people are happy about this election, and a lot of people are not happy about this election. One thing I can't comprehend is how hungry people are to consume lies and to consume information that is not true.
People are hungry to consume lies, he says. And sad to say, our current president traffics in those lies. He's done that his whole life. He's done that his whole presidency, and he will continue to for the rest of his life. He tweeted about it today and about the official you just heard there. There's no reason to actually show you the tweets or read to you what he wrote because it's not news anymore. There's nothing new about it. He lost an election. He's complaining about non-existent voter fraud, just like he did before and after he won an election 4 years ago. And maybe we should have seen it coming because he's been laying the groundwork for this tantrum ever since, condemning mail-in voting, which, by the way, discouraged Republicans from mail-in voting, which contributed to his loss as well, which he then says was rigged all along, just as he had warned us that it was.